Well, look, man. I'm not gonna play tit for tat with the guy. He's obviously highly educated, super intelligent, in my opinion, and obviously we all know that he knows his way around a dollar bill. But that being said, I don't idolize anyone. I don't overly identify with anything. It's like because I endorse who I endorse for president, I'm not gonna go walk around with a MAGA hat. Because I like Andrew Tate. I was intrigued enough to join his university, but not enthralled enough with his presence to keep paying $50 for something that didn't have value for me. I go to the gym. I used to make the mistake. I'm a gym rat. I work out time. I was a rapper back in the '90s. I was all rapper, hardcore gangster. I used to fall into the trap of over identifying with all these little pigeonholes on my personality, and I went from learning that I'm this much that. I'm this much gangster rapper. I'm this much Republican. I'm this much, an Andrew Tate fan. But I'm this, dude. I'm this. So how could I pigeonhole my identity, in these little things? And if I like someone, I don't have to like everything they have to say. That's just how it goes. I take what I can use and I leave the rest. Because sometimes guys that I really like, and I'm gonna go on another episode with this one because I want to wrap it up and I want to talk about one more thing with you that I love. Guys that I love hurt my feelings, the things they say, and I go, like this pastor that I follow. I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna, I don't want to really go into it because it'd be a whole nother 30-minute episode. He says, men that don't work are worse than people who don't believe in God, and I just say that hurt my feelings, man. I go, whoa, I don't work, dude. But let me tell you something. I do something different than provide monetary value to my family. I provide constant value to my family through every thought, action, and deed that I do. Just all those things that I was talking about. Other than this podcast, my son met me in my room at 7 a.m. this morning. Why? Because he's 7 years old and he practices breath work and meditation with me. Then right before we did this podcast, usually we'd be out here doing our physical fitness routine because I homeschool him. So part of that is breath work, meditation, physical fitness. And then we're going in. Oh, he's done now for the summer, but thankfully he has a nice break. But then we'd be going to the computer and we'd be doing lessons. I constantly provide value for everyone in my family through everything that I do. So that hurt my feelings. But I'm going to go on that on another one. But we can talk about family and women because this is, man, I got a couple things. Maybe it's going to be a little longer than 30 minutes. Tate, I also disagree with Andrew Tate on his take on women. I am an email subscriber to Tate. He sends me emails sometimes, not he, but the list, the every day he sends like a beatdown. And sometimes I get these emails and it lights my soul on fire, man. I'm just like, yeah, let's go, baby. And I'm like just pumped. And that's why I subscribe because I love when he could do that to me. I hope that I could do that to some people, like get them fired up and ready to go, man. That's what I'm all about. Intensity, vision, and strength. But then like he sent me one just like this pastor Mark Driscoll that tried to throw a shot at me for not working. Tate throws this email, he throws a shot at me, it's like, my boy, you hurt my feelings, man. He goes, you guys, you got your balls snipped. You have to ask your wives for permission to do all these things. He goes, I don't ask my wife nothing. And I'm paraphrasing. I go out with my boys, I build. I go to business meeting, I build, and all these things. And once again, I just feel like you're missing something. I think you're missing something, just like you're missing something with the Survivalist project that I'm starting. You got to build with your woman, bro. You got to build. If you have, I'm not saying go get you a woman locked down, get whipped and have to ask permission for all these things, but I'm not going to be constantly just building with dudes, man. Pardon me, but I'm not going to keep just constantly building with dudes, man. I want to build with my woman, bro. So, like, if I have to ask her permission to do something, it's not asking permission. I do what I want. I'm a man. It's taking her emotions into consideration if I'm already have my mind made up that I'm going to do something so that I can keep our relationship in a harmonious flow. Because here's what happens. I don't ask her permission. I go out with my buddies. I go do a podcast. I do a meeting, a business meeting. I don't take her feelings into consideration. She's upset on some level. And whether I don't understand it, guess what? It's your house. It's her emotions. Now that negative energy is infecting the house. It start with the kid. Maybe she's snapping at the kids because she's really mad at you. Then I come home, instead of, hey, Papa, how you doing? Here's dinner. It's maybe I get the cold shoulder. Now I'm agitated. Now that negative energy starts to infect the household even more, and you see how it grows. Now the kids are snapping at each other. Now the kids are fighting. That negative energy is fluctuating and growing. I'm not going to allow that at all within my household. So whatever I have to do, if I have to massage my wife's feelings or be overly sensitive about certain topics to keep that harmonious flow, I'm going to do it. And guess what happens in that harmonious flow? I thrive, my wife thrives, my kids thrive, and then all those people thriving are lifting me up to new heights. So why am I going to go build with strangers or men all the time? Because, yeah, it's great to have calm, cool, confident group of men around you as a man, or women, I'm sure, as well, and even collectively to be able to build with, network with, and make moves with. Maybe you can make a phone call, get things done. That's great, but we're not all millionaires. We don't all have that circle. In fact, if I start hanging out with my neighbors, they probably want to drink booze and smoke grass and watch Netflix and order pizza and all these things. And I don't want no part of any of that anyway. So why would I go build with people that don't align with my values? I'm going to build with my woman, man. I'm going to build with my family. And then I'll take this a step further, and there's no shot at the Islam faith. Let me tell you something. I spent many years in prison, and many of my bunkies were Muslims, and I had long night talks with these guys and really, really appreciate what the Muslim faith has to offer. For these guys, I've seen them on their deen. I've seen it change people, and, I have no problems with it, and it's not a shot. But with the multiple wives, I also feel like part of life, like for me, would be missing. And here's why. It's like, if you have children and you're supporting a woman and you're able to do that, and then you're able to do it again and again and again, like a millionaire could, then that's your prerogative to do that. But in my life, it goes along with building with my woman and building with my family. I want your all, man. As I'm looking at a woman, I want your all, baby. Bring it all to me. Give me all. Give me everything you got. And I'm going to give you everything I got. And together, there's no telling what we can really do, right? And now, not right, because I don't want you to agree with me, but, there's no telling what we could accomplish when I'm giving you everything I got and you're giving me everything I got. In my opinion, in knowing a woman the way that I know women, and I ain't no slacker, and knowing the things that I know about a woman's mind, in the general sense, because a lot of differences out there and all. She's going to have a barrier, even if it's a thin film of saran wrap. She's going to have that barrier, and it's never going to be lifted if she knows there are other women involved. She could accept you and love you wholeheartedly and accept that lifestyle and understand that you're also taking care of other families because that's in your religion and that is in your faith and that is in your financial ability. But in my opinion, there's always going to be that film. Like, they drop all their guard, they drop everything, but there's just that little thin film that you'll never break through. You'll never penetrate, and you never have that person, mind, body, and soul, 100% as your soulmate. If they know, even if they're your favorite, I still feel like there's some separation, and I don't want any separation from my wife. I want all of it. Everything, your goods, your bads, your uglies, your beautifuls, I want it all, and I'm going to give you mine, and we accept each other for everything that's involved, and together we get better, we grow, and we build. So I'm not going to be always out building with my homeboys. I'm going to be building at home with my family, because I believe that family is the structure, because if you build a strong family, that's how you can radiate to the neighbors, and the neighbors can radiate to the community can radiate to the state can radiate, and it could just never be ended. And that's also my philosophy on that, and it's also one of the disconnects that I have there. What are your thoughts?